another 6 scale figure review with me, your host, That Mentor Mania. And today we have the Hellcat Studios Caesar from Rise of the Planet of the Apes version B with the war paint. This is the one that pretty much everybody and their mother wants to see. They want to know, does the war paint Caesar look as good as it did in the photos? I do too, honestly. Again, just like with the first one, haven't opened this one up yet. Very excited to see what's in the inside. I've got my toothbrush ready to go. If you watched part 1, you'll know exactly why. If you haven't, you'll see here shortly. But just like with the first box, we've got this normal black box kind of going on here. We've got the Hellcat himself. Words on the bottom, you see version B. I made sure that this is the right one because all of the boxes look exactly the same. So that's super exciting. But the box is just black all the way around. Could be anything in here. But we know what it is, so why don't we open this box up and get our initial impression. So here we go. This is pretty exciting. Version B, be opened upon ye. Again, I have not looked at this thing at all, so I have no clue what it looks like. But here he is. Just like with the first one, you can see the knees are bent a little bit. And he's got a bit of a scuzz going on here. But honestly, the war paint looks a lot better than the regular version. I don't know what it is. He's missing his foot, but it is right here in the box, so I'm not too worried. It's not plugging in, but we'll figure that out in the interim. But for now, I'd say it's time to brush a monkey. Didn't think in my afternoon I'd ever be able to brush a monkey with a toothbrush, but here we are, and let's get it. He is out of the box, brushed a little bit. I didn't want to get too crazy because the hair material was falling out a good little bit, so I'll have to take some more time, probably get some product maybe to put in there on the head just so it sits down a little bit more. But can I just say the war paint does wonders to this guy. It is kind of light on the chest, and I've seen some people repaint it so far to do a bit more of a vibrant white and red in the middle, because the red doesn't really show up all that well, but it still actually looks really good. The war paint on the face stands out really, really nicely. Honestly, I like this version a hell of a lot more than the original version. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is just because of the war paint, but he looks super, super good, and, you know, I just want to talk about him a bit more. So why don't we take him off of the spinning turntable and take a look at Caesar. Starting out, this Caesar has pretty much the same exact stuff as the other one. He's got the rifle here. You know, this does come out. You can see that there is ammunition on the inside. Nice strap. He can use it. That's pretty much it. Nothing else moves on him. He's got his open hand, which, as I'm looking at it a bit more, it's got a little bit of white on it, like the war paint, but it kind of looks more like glue. It's definitely supposed to be like the war paint color, but it feels a bit gluey. Also, you can kind of see how it's glued onto the hand there, so if you're not careful, it could start peeling off, so be super careful with that. We got his gun hand, which is pretty cool. We got his holding hand, and his other holding hand, which we now have use for, because he also now comes with this version. It's really funny, actually, before we talk about it. The other box comes with the indent for this. They use the exact same box for both, but it just has like a little foam thing over it, because he's got this awesome spear. Looks like a bone on the top there. It's a really, really nice spear. It is super duper tall. It's way taller than him, and I really like it. This is a super cool accessory, especially when we get to the last bit here, but I'll save that for when I put them together in a video, because it's special. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about war paint onto Caesar. So coming in a little closer, Stay up, please. That's what I say to all the ladies. We have the white crisp war paint here on his face that just takes this figure from like, wow, that's cool, to like great. Because honestly, the paintwork on this with like the broken paint around the edges and all of this crisp white really brings out the face a lot more than the other version did, because it was a little too dark. Like I said, it needed a little bit more light around it. This one, you could pretend like it looked like that to begin with, and just the war paint painting looks really good. I'd say the red here could probably be a bit more vibrant, because the white stands out really nicely, but the red doesn't quite stand out as much, and there is a little bit of paint bleeding into the hair here, which is kind of a shame. You could tell that they were like, oh, we got to get it painted, because you can see it's kind of bleeding into the hair here a little bit, and there's like little flakes up here. But the, do not, please. I don't know why this is off center. But the paintwork on this guy is stellar. I absolutely love the way this guy has turned out. The eyes look really good in there. Again, posable. And this white just really pops out the vibrantness of the face in a way that doesn't quite get seen in the base version of him. And then, for the most part, the rest is just this cool monkey hair, which is very long on the top of his head here. This part sits up way too much. I've tried brushing it. I've tried sitting it down. It's not quite flushing to the head as much. And then we've got the side chops here and here. And then this like little bearded area, which can sit more. It's actually kind of a little bit cleaner on this one than the other one. But it does look really, really nice on the sides here. For very, very nice sculpt. Absolutely love it. Moving on, we do have this chest area here, which does kind of continue this war paint theme. But you can see it's really like faded. It's not crisp white like the face up here. It's just this like faded, and almost you barely tell that it's in line. Like here, you gotta tell. But up here, it kind of fades into itself. So you can't really tell it's in lines. Then we got this big red here in the middle. It almost kind of looks more like he was bleeding, and that it just dried up more than that it's war paint. You could barely even see the red there to match the red up here, so it is kind of lame. I don't know what happened in production to make just nice white and red kind of fade away. But a good repaint of this would probably do this guy some wonders. If you can make this crisp, more bone white and a more crisp red, I think this figure will pop and stand out on a shelf just from that white and red color alone on a monkey. I mean, how many monkeys do you know with the white and red color schemes on their chest in like a war paint? It's pretty sweet if you ask me. And then on the side here, you know, we've just got our normal fur. Everything is pretty much at this point the same as the other Caesar. We've got these nice furry arms that are kind of lanky, because he is a primate after all. It is separate at the shoulder here, so you can kind of tell if you sit it in the right way. You can't really see it, but you'll still kind of be able to see it. But the arm is a sleeve, so you don't have to worry about any connections there other than the hand here, which is kind of hidden away if you put the fur down right. Hands do look cool. Again, they've got the war paint look on them. Don't know where this red came from, but he's got like white fingers. It's almost like he's white knuckling because he's grabbing onto something so tightly because he's terrified. But it does look really good. I'd say the worst part here is this. Looks like he's got like a monkey thong. Like there's a connecting piece right here at a T. But if you're never looking for it, you'll never find it. Like if you're only looking at him from the front, it's fine. But if for some reason you want to show Caesar from behind, just be careful of his thong here, the monkey thong. The iconic monkey thong, by the way. But yes, it does look really good. And then coming down here, we pretty much have pants on him. Just hairy, hairy pants. And then his hand feet, which do look really good. I like the paintwork on him. It's just very nicely done. You can see we have some texturing on the bottom there. Overall, very, very nicely put together. The war paint version definitely sitting a little higher in my list right now than the regular version just because the sculpt does a lot of work to make this guy look a little bit better. But speaking of, we still, you know, can compare the two. So why don't we get Caesar and compare him to, well, Caesar. Honestly, standing next to each other, this guy genuinely looks like Caesar in the movies. I think the fur on the face also sits a little bit more tight. His hair kind of beards out. This guy looks like Caesar if he was from, like, the old original movies. This guy genuinely looks like Caesar from the newer movie. It looks so good. I don't know what happened with the regular version, but it just doesn't quite hit the same. Obviously, I had to fix both of these guys fur-wise, but, like, by default, the war paint Caesar just looks leagues better than the regular one here. It is actually just crazy how different these guys look. I love this war paint version. It looks so good. This desperately needs, like, a repaint and a rework, because it is just the wrong colors entirely. And the more I look at this version, the more I realize this version's really not up to snuff with what it could be. So if you were wondering which one to get, this one might be your better option. But, you know, that's just my opinion anyway. And, you know, everyone's got their own opinion. So now we're going to take this guy and move on to Articulation. But if you're watching the Mega Review, we've got... So, Caesar here, life ending 360 monkey degrees. Up that far and down that far. This magnet is a little bit more secure, so I'm not too worried about the head coming off like the other one. Chimp arm come out. So, about there, if you go any higher, arm comes out. Full 360, which is fine. There's a little paint over here as well that probably shouldn't be there. About 90 at the chimp arm. There is little chimp ab crunch, not too much. Barely any spread. Leg goes up about that far. Leg goes back. Almost none. Knee bend, pretty good for a monk. And ankle articulation, so he can, you know, hang upside down or whatever he's planning on doing. Which is all fun and all games. But anyway, Caesar's got a war to attend to, so why don't we get back to it? I know the whole tagline of the movie thing is apes together strong, but honestly, this Caesar right here is fairly strong on its own. If you were to get any of these, and you're like, I just need one little Caesar, please, if anything, this is the one. This is your best option, at least for the two Caesars. I don't know how the Cobas look yet. That's up next. But the Caesars, if you're looking for a Caesar, this is the one to get. The other one, as you know, as okay as it is, the war paint version blows itself out of the water with how nice that sculpt work is, how nice the paint work is. If you just take the extra time to paint that chest there, you could probably have a really solid addition of Caesar in your collection. And I know some people will probably be like, oh, you know, the sculpt isn't perfect. It's not perfectly Caesar shaped, or it's not perfectly chimp shaped. Honestly, I'm just happy I have it at all at this point, because it does look super cool. I think with this version as well, you put him on the horse, nobody's ever going to notice, oh, you know, it could look a little bit more like Caesar. Nobody's going to say that. They're going to be like, oh my god, you got that monkey from that Apes movie? And you're going to be like, yeah, I got the monkey from that movie with the apes, and they rise up or whatever. But then he drinks the blue Gatorade, and he relaxes or whatever. But yeah, if you were looking for a Caesar in your collection, this is the one onto which you want to be grabbing. There's no competition between the two. This one just does everything right. And I genuinely think it's just because of the silly war paint that the sculpt just looks better, it pops out more, so it's more vibrantly visual. And I think the war paint just works really well on this guy. It looked really cool in the movie, and it looks really cool here as well. So if you were picking this guy up, I hope that you watch this video and you get even more excited for it to be on its way. But anyway, if you've picked this guy up, or the other Caesar, or the horse, or the Kobas, feel free to let me know which one you're grabbing. If you're grabbing any of them, are you waiting for a review like this to come out so that you could decide if this is the one for you or not? Because, you know, when you come to my videos to see if a monkey is worth it, obviously that makes me feel very special and warm on the inside. And if you do stop by, feel free to like and subscribe, because the channel's been doing super nicely recently, and I've been enjoying the hell out of making videos like this for you guys. I mean, I woke up this morning, you know, this is the first time I'm making a video that's not at 1 a.m. in like a year. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, God, I just really want to make more videos for these guys with monkeys, because I love monkeys and I love talking to you guys. So it's great. It works out both ways. And with all of that out of the way, I've been me, and you've been you, and thank you for watching yet another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I'll see you then.